word alone can be challenging. How do we get started? Where will the change lead? Don't sit there and worry about it. Be the change. Welcome to Be the Change Radio. Host Kristina Bloom has been a professional psychic and spiritual advisor for 20 years, offering psychic and mediumship readings for individuals and groups. She also teaches several classes in psychic development and metaphysics. In addition, she is an author who has published 2 books so far and is the co-owner of Moonbow Publications and Productions, LLC. Are you ready for that change now? Here is your host of Be the Change Radio, Kristina Bloom.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Be the Change Radio. I'm your host, Kristina Bloom, and you are listening to us on WLTK-DB.com. Let's Talk Radio. I'm glad that you're here with us tonight. We're going to have some fun. We have Kim Pomeroy, who's going to be joining us shortly. First, I need to kind of catch people up on what I'm doing. Hi, Robin, and hello, whoever that is with the cute little eyeballs. Hello. All right, so this Friday, I'm going to be Todd Nicole's guest on Haunted Voices at 10 p.m. Central. Super excited about that. We always have a lot of fun. It's always a great discussion. And hey, Danny, long time no see. It's been at least a whole 24 hours. So Jessica, hi. Let me see, the 25th. So this Saturday, I will be in Rhinelander, Wisconsin at the Quality Inn for the Northwoods Health and Wellness Expo. And I will be doing readings there. And I'm also doing a gallery reading there. And I forgot to look at what time that is. It's either 1 or 2. I think it's at 1 o'clock Central Time in Rhinelander. So you'd actually have to be there. So that's really cool going on there. And then on April 15th, I am doing readings from 10 to 4 at Soul and Synergy in Eau Claire. And then that evening, I will be doing a seance live on site there with those guys. So super excited about that, to hang out with Danny and Terry some more and really get to see my Eau Claire folks some more. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then jumping over to my other page of notes here, I will be at the Spirits of the Spring Paracon in Broadhead, Wisconsin at the Broadhead Manor. And that is on April 22nd. On April 29th, I will be in Escanaba, Michigan for the Hiawatha Wellness Body, Mind, Spirit Fair. And that it will be at the Delta County, Michigan Chamber of Commerce. And then let's see, I will be back with Soul and Synergy in Onalaska, Wisconsin for the fair there. That would be from 10 to 5 on May 13th. And on May 20th, of course, is Logan's Celebration of Life, again at Broadhead Manor. You can contact me directly for more information on that. I do have a Facebook event made for that. And in true Logan style, it's going to be a party. So for those of you who can come, I really hope that you can make it. It's really going to be a celebration of who Logan was and all of the wonderful things about him. So I hope that a whole bunch of you can make it for that. I will be, for anyone coming in from out of town, I am checking around to local hotels for that event. Just to see if we can get like a block of rooms at a decent hotel, hopefully for a decent amount. So if anyone's interested in that, let me know. And I don't even know like how many rooms to block at this point, but I will do my best to figure it out. Hello, love to Facebook user. If you guys, I think, let's see, some destinations won't get comments. I'm not really sure what that means, but I think that you can go into a link. Let's see. Oh, Lee, you are awesome. Okay, yeah. My producer just posted the link. You can go onto the link that he put in the comments and put your name in so that we can see who you are and not be calling you Facebook user. Courtney, hi, sweetie. Lee said that she is going to be going to Broadhead Manor on Thursday to check out the facilities for food. Lee is handling the food for Logan's celebration of life. So if you have any questions about contributing or seeing if there's any help that's needed for that, Lee Warner is your contact, and that information is also in the Facebook event. Thank you all so much. The support. Hi, Jennifer. Oh, I can't wait to see you Saturday either. It's going to be a lot of fun. I really appreciate all of the support and love. And that's all I can say without losing it. So we're moving on from there. I want to bring Kim out here pretty shortly because Kim, oh my gosh, I think she does more than I do, and that's saying something. So let's bring her out here and let's talk about all the cool stuff that Kim does, because I forgot to put up your the bio that you sent me with everything listed in it. I put it in the event, but I didn't memorize it and I forgot to pull a copy up for it. So why don't you let us know all the cool stuff that you do?
I would love to. Thank you for having me today.
We're
And
gonna have fun. Just relax, take a breath.
yeah. Play like the card said, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I started my business in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic. And it was a result of a long, pretty much dark night of the soul that I had.
Okay.
It's quite a long story. I'm working on doing actually a video to explain all of that. But some of the things that I do for 2023, I'll work a little bit backwards. I am working on Soul Reintegration Awakening Program, which is going to be private and group coaching for people who are just starting on their spiritual journeys, their awakening, their ascension. And we know there's a lot of joy in that, but there's also a lot of difficulty and lots of challenges, and needing that support, that guidance, that mentoring and coaching as people go down that path is so important. And that came as a result of the work I did with in the Akashic Records, and the soul realignment work that I do is so powerful and brings so much awareness and transformation. But people still need that support. They need that guidance and someone to walk that journey with them.
Absolutely.
So that's a big focus for me for 2023. But my passion is really spiritual awakening, and everything I do through the Akashic Records. I'm very passionate about that. And,
awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I do a lot of Akashic record readings. I think I need to come to you to get one.
Oh, well, yeah. I have your book that you channeled all those messages. That was amazing. Yeah.
Can we just take a minute and acknowledge, like, we have a lot of people in here I want to say hi to. So Etta, thank you for being with us. And I believe we're going to see Etta this weekend. Lee has a question about what are the Akashic Records, and we'll get to that in a minute. Hello, Mary. Hello, Courtney, Sylvia, Lee, Jennifer Lynn, Teresa, welcome. Thank you for being here. And let's see, who else did I miss here? I know Robin, Danny, Jessica. Hello, welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you're all here. And we're going to keep going on this, but I really just like to say hi, guys. Thank you so much for supporting the show and for coming on into the chat. I have probably the most active chat room around because these people have their own community now. Like they've developed their own clan, and I love it.
Very important things, Kristina.
Oh yeah, very important things. So let's get to Lee's question. What are the Akashic Records?
It's a great question. The Akashic Records, I'll kind of give you my spiel, and it starts out with just acknowledging that we are multidimensional beings. Mm-hmm. And so this is an energetic field that's in the fifth dimension. So it's just outside of our physical 3D bodies, our fourth dimensional mind, thoughts, ego. And it's a field, an energetic field that I tap into, and anybody can do this. There is some little bit of training that I think is important to have, but it's a field of infinite knowledge and wisdom. And it's a soul, like a soul journey. Some people refer to it as a book of life. The records is really like a way for us to wrap our human brain around this concept that's all energy. Because some people who are visual will actually visualize it as a library of books that you open up, and
That's what
it's
I
your
do.
soul story. It's your
Yeah.
soul journey.
Yeah.
Everything is in there, past, present, future possibilities. So you can imagine that the answers there, the guidance there from the masters, teachers, and loved ones is really an infinite.
Yeah. It's a powerful experience. Absolutely. No
Mhm.
matter how you visualize it or how you tap into it, it's a powerful experience.
Mhm. It is. It's been around, well, actually, it's infinite. But many religious or spiritual practices refer to it. I think it's referred to as a book of life in the
Mhm.
Bible. Akash or Akashic comes from the Sanskrit word Akash, which just means ether, air.
Yeah. Yeah. It's if you've not had an Akashic record reading, it's mind blowing. It's absolutely mind blowing. And Lee says thank you for the explanation. All right, so I know you are into a bunch of stuff. So QHHT.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
So I'm a quantum healing hypnosis technique practitioner. So if anybody's ever heard of Dolores Cannon, who passed in 2014, she was a founder of this hypnotherapy. Many, like, I don't know, 60 years worth of research and working with people and tapping into the subconscious. She
Mhm.
wrote many, many books. And so I do that. And as a result of that work I've done, I recently developed somatic quantum healing because not everybody wants or needs. QHHT is a long process. I tell people that
Yes, it
you have to
is.
spend like 4 hours with me.
Mhm.
Some people don't want or need that. So somatic quantum healing, I say, is really focused on when somebody has physical issues and they want to get to the root of it, whether it's present life, past life, the unprocessed emotions, whether it's ancestral or karmic, and how it's showing up in their body in
Mhm.
disease or ailments. And then we do clearing and cleansing work.
Mhm.
And so, in some ways, it's like a blend of everything I do, including the Akashic Records.
Awesome. Yeah, Sylvia is very interested in taking a course. Do you teach this?
I do not teach it.
Okay.
You mean for QHHT? No, I
Yeah.
would actually refer you right to Quantum QHHT. I think it's .com
Okay.
and their specific training.
Okay.
They certify you. There's 3 levels.
Okay.
It's amazing work. I can't even describe what it's like to sit and talk with somebody's subconscious when that monkey mind is out of the way. And it is their true, authentic self. And it's like
Yeah.
sitting across from someone having a conversation.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. I have had it done.
Mhm.
I would also like to say hi to the real Hadiza J, and I hope I said that correctly. But hello, thank you for being with us. Leah just found out about Dolores Cannon. I've been following Dolores Cannon for years,
Mhm.
and she's definitely been a pioneer in the spiritual awakening arena. I don't know how else to say that because it's just she covers such a just vast amount of information in the time that she was here on earth, just an incredible amount of information. And it's really, I have not even read a fraction of what she's written or what has been written about her. And I could spend the rest of my life studying that. It's just pretty amazing.
It definitely
So,
is. And
yeah.
she's tapped into some places and beings that are just amazing and able to write books and talk about, the new earth and
Mhm.
ETs and all of that fun stuff.
Right. And she was like 2 decades ahead of the rest of us. So for real, she was definitely way ahead of the rest of us.
Yeah,
Um, Sylvia says, thank you. I feel it's amazing to be able to do that work. Very inspiring.
I
And
feel grateful.
yeah, it really is. And I really wish that I had popped up your bio here because you have done so much interesting stuff. Like you do a lot, you do a lot. It all dovetails,
Mm-hmm.
just like, everything I do dovetails too. It all comes together. But there are so many different things. And your spiritual awakening that you said that you went through, your dark night of the soul, and you don't have to get into specifics if you don't want to, but I know that that was really, I already knew you then. And to see the transformation in you has been amazing. Like you are just so lit up now.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah, like there's just this light inside of you that radiates. And I just wanted to tell you that because it's beautiful and it's powerful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So we hadn't really decided what we were going to talk about. So we're just going to play and we're going to see what comes up to talk about. So when I think about like we haven't spent a lot of time together, but the time that we've spent together always ends up in a deep conversation about transformation.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about transformation. When you think of transformation, like spiritual transformation, what's the first thing that you think of?
The point where you realize that you are so much more than just this.
Yeah.
When you really realize and can embody the concept and the realization of source within us, source mirroring us, and just what divine creators we really are.
We really are. Yeah.
Get out of all of this.
Get out of the head and into the consciousness. And yeah, we are incredible, incredible creators. Courtney wants to know what is light language? Talk to us about light language.
Light language. I channel light language from the beings of light, and I describe it as a soul level language. It's not anything that the human will recognize, but you will feel it. You'll feel it at your heart space, at your soul space, and so it could be thought of as like an ancient language, but I don't even know that I like that description because it's not a human language.
Right.
It's channeling, like today, they are guiding me. I can do light language if you want or have time.
See, now you just offered that. This place is going to light up and they're going to go, yes, 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 yes.
They were guiding me hours ago. So, and so anyways, it's really meant, it's like an activation or a transmission for your soul healing.
Okay. All right. I would like to say hi to Keith. Hello, Keith. Welcome back. Valentine. He said, who was the author again? And I think you might be talking about Dolores Cannon, or you're talking about our guest, Kim Pomeroy. I'm not sure who you're referring to, but those are the two names you're probably looking for. And yeah, Mary would really like an example of soul of light language. So is that something that you feel prepared to do?
Yep, I can tap in, no problem.
Okay.
And so I saw Jennifer's comment about it can also be conveyed through drawing in symbols. Yeah,
Yes.
we as humans are able to use all of our senses. So some people speak it, sign it, write it, dance it. There's all kinds of and it's like for me, symbols come through, and so I do both. I sign it and I speak it.
Okay, welcome, Jonathan. That's the last, and Sherry. Those are the last two names I saw pop in here. Please continue, Kim.
All right.
Jonathan's joining us from Ireland. I kind of had to point that out. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So did you want me to do that?
Sure. Kim is going to she's going to channel light language for us. So I don't know how this works because I've not seen you do it. So I'm just going to let you have this. And for anyone who didn't catch that, Kim is now going to channel light language.
Son tegeran pion de lona. Shun te debakon la nabakatuna patisto. Oshala rabatone katala rahuchine marakuna barkatina. Oshtara bokara. Oshana mirge tonarake katona marakatona marakata topata. Rakna rudana mocha torkata. Oshana mirge ko pa roto arikaketo po. Oela rakata. Oshana mirge katapoto. Oshana mirge katona marakata. Oshana mirge Narkeka. Oh, shana make it taller, get to Dominic Cato. Rectactochica. Wash out.
Oh, thank you. Chills, glowing white. I mean, some really important comments here. And I have no idea what you said, but I felt it. I felt all of it, like right into the heart chakra. Do you know what the message was? Like, could you translate the message?
Not so. The way I describe it is not really in words. There's a feeling or a theme, and so obviously it's for the collective here, the collective actually. And so the sense that I got, I always feel it so much throughout my whole body. But here felt, so I felt the messages of grief for the collective. I felt there was a theme there, and also just messages to remember your divinity, who you are, to keep spreading the light, to keep doing what you're doing, to keep tapping into what you're here for, really. It was like a reminder for the collective.
Yeah, that was powerful. And I just want to read some of these comments. First of all, Jessica, you're welcome. She says she wants to say thank you for always welcoming us and taking the time to say hello. And I just really think it's so important because if there was nobody listening, I wouldn't have a reason to be here. And you guys are always just so supportive. And I want to thank you for that. Courtney said, chills. Jessica said, hell yes, I love that. Courtney felt it. Keith said, wow, and thank you. Sylvia, wow, thank you, Kim. Facebook user, I'm sorry, I can't see who you are, but lovely. I felt so much love and feeling of strength. Courtney said, me too. Yes, save our planet and love our humans. Lee, this is really important. Your hands came out of my phone 3D. Woo!
Cool.
Wow. Hi from Wendy and RJ. Hi, Wendy and RJ, two of my favorite people. Keith says that he saw green light and orange light too. Courtney said, totally, I am buzzing. Thank you for making this possible, really. And thank you definitely for all of this, because that was amazing. And that was, like I said, it hit my heart chakra. I didn't need words to understand it.
Yeah, that's how it
Yeah.
works. Like people, they just receive it and they know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All the love. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer. I just, wow. I want to thank you, first of all, for being on the show. But second of all, that was amazing. Thank you for bringing that through for us. Jessica says, I saw white around her and something passing by. Now I have to look at the replay.
Mm, nice.
Now I have to watch the replay because I want to see what was passing by. You felt it pass by, though, because I saw you do it with your hands where you went like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a sense of that.
Yeah. So here's a question for you. My daughter is listening, Kiara Sophia. She asked, how do you learn that?
So it's kind of a long story how it came to me.
That's okay. We have time.
It came through me at the time. I didn't know it. I knew something came to me, but I didn't know what it was. And I had an experience with sacred medicine. And at the time, codes were coming in, but I didn't know what that was. And about 2 months later, I was in my car and I was going to do Reiki training and crystal training for someone that I was helping. And I was in my car and the channel just opened up and I started with this vibration. And as you can imagine, I'm like, what the hell is that?
And why are you doing it while I'm driving?
Yes. But
Yes.
I also felt it, and I work, everything I do is very intentional with high vibration. And so I knew it was a positive thing. And then through meditation, I was able to make the connection to that's what I received in that experience. And then the dream started where, I would it's always on one side of my brain or my experience, and it's all the symbols just like a rush of a river. Okay. You can like take courses and learn this.
Okay.
But I would say really what it is being an intentional willingness to be that light in that channel and just allowing it. And it does take, for probably most humans, I'm going to say it takes, just like intuition, trusting it and just going with it, because your mind wants to say, don't do that. That sounds, your mind is trying to keep you small and,
right. And keep you safe, because that's what the mind is designed to do.
Right.
Yeah. Keith says he has a lot of things that happen to him while he's driving too. I do want to bring up something that Valentine said, and this is interesting coming from Valentine because he is definitely one of the most gentle people I have ever met in my life. I felt like we were once rivals, trying to word this without being disrespectful. My solar plexus warmed up, but it felt like tough love from a stranger, maybe the rival sense. Hard time picking the right words. My sincerest apologies if that seems negative. Doesn't seem negative to me at all.
No.
So,
I find it interesting. I find it interesting.
I do too.
So to me, I keep hearing the word lessons. Like what are the lessons through this, that maybe if you feel that way, for us being rivals together, because we're not there now. I don't know you. So
yeah, his response to not feeling like rivals.
Yeah,
really, he's a teddy bear. Valentine is a big teddy bear. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Wendy says, Wendy again, I feel blocked most of the time, but if someone or something threatens my son, I open. Very powerful feeling. Yeah, that is totally the mama bear thing. I get that. I totally get that. Yeah. Courtney says, I'm going to go for a drive. Drive, long meditation is real. Christina loves it. Yes. Anyone who has ever really had a conversation with me knows that my happy space is looking through a windshield. That's my happy space. And I talk about it a lot. That's why everybody knows that. It truly is. We all have a place where we feel safe, where we feel like we can just be who we are and not have to ever, like, there's no interaction with other people when I'm by myself in a car, right? So I can be all by myself and I can be all 100% me. And that is definitely my happy space. And everybody has their own happy space.
Usually mine's in the shower.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
I'm a water person.
Oh, this is interesting. Valentine says, I do light language scripting. Well, it comes to me to write it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that. As I was listening to you doing the light language, I realized I've actually done that too. I just didn't know what it was.
Many of us do. Like, think about when you were a child and you were doodling.
Yeah.
And if you could go back and look at what you were doodling back when you were, 5 years old or 6 years old, they were more than likely symbols.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of symbols. Edda says that's why I drive for work too, because she spends a lot of time on the road with her job. It's like our very own spaceship. I love that.
Yeah.
It's our peace in our car, our shower. We talk to spirit and we sing and there's no judging. And Keith says, I love long drive, but I love it most when I'm not driving and I can just look around. There's something to be said for that too. Absolutely. Jennifer Lynn says, I've also had moments. My mind definitely tries to fight it. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? We are already past our halfway mark. So I know, right? We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about whatever pops into Kim's head.
That's scary.
Want to see your video here? Sponsor WLTK-DB Talk Radio and watch us make that happen. With your paid sponsorship of $80, you receive a professional produced audio, video, and banner placement on our station. Not only does your sponsorship air during our live shows, but also replayed on our podcast and heard by hundreds of like-minded people. Visit WLTK-DB.com to get started and find out just how hard we work to get you noticed.
I love this music. You guys can't see it because I'm off camera, but every time that intro is playing, I'm like back here just dancing away. All right. So there was a whole bunch of comments while we were on break. So I'm going to run through those first, and then I'm going to let you tell us what you want to talk about. All right. So Valentine says, I used to speak different languages as a toddler, but my father would scold me. You don't know what you're summoning. Could be a demon. And, I think that there's so much fear. And I mean, I don't know how many of it's reasonable fear and what isn't, but I just feel like, so many of us were, and not me, ironically, but a lot of people were held back from really being their true, authentic selves spiritually because of other people's fear. And I really commend anyone who is now stepping up and saying that fear doesn't apply to me. I really commend anyone can do that. Jessica, this show always goes so quickly. It goes quickly. I agree. It goes really, really quickly. Courtney says, yes, as a kid, singing funny, and I understood. LOL, I'm still just as unique. Mary says, thank you very much. Valentine, Christianity fear. Courtney says, so tempting. Courtney, the unique ones or the special ones? I agree. Stephanie King, welcome. My mom said I used to talk gibberish and she stopped it. I'd like to remember. Yeah, I still speak gibberish. I mean, if that's what we're calling light language is gibberish, or love language is gibberish, then yeah, I think a lot of us still speak it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So you have so many things that you could talk about. What do you have something coming up that you want to tell us about?
I have a couple vendor events. I'm going to be in Rhinelander this Saturday, and I'm doing just like 30-minute, 1 or 2 question Akashic Record readings.
Awesome.
And then also in Hudson on April 1st and May 6th, Appleton. And then I'm, promoting and talking about my coaching program and the other things I do. And so one of the modalities that I do that's through the Akashic Records is soul realignment, which is very, very, very deep. I love the 30-minute readings. You can get great guidance on 1 or 2 questions, but soul realignment goes into your blueprint, who you are at soul level, your gifts, your purpose, your soul group of origination, how you create, and then all the blocks, your soul story, clearing work. It's very deep and powerful. And that's like, I'm very passionate about that. When you were, when you started talking about like some of the blocks that we have to deal with because of religious programming, I really felt like that was divinely guided to have that conversation. Part of my story is I grew up Jehovah's Witness.
Wow, this is a big jump.
Yeah, I left when I was 17. And I'm, when I started doing this work, coming out of corporate, I had to do a lot of work around the blocks that were still there, telling me, because I was taught anything with spirit is demons. And scared. And then when I started, channeling light language, like today publicly, that brought up a lot of fear.
Yeah.
Who's going to see it? What are they going to think? That kind of stuff. So,
well, based on the chat room, they think it's pretty damn amazing. That's what they think. I mean, let's just focus where the happy stuff is, right?
Yeah.
I need to pop back over to the chat room because these guys pretty much run the show. So here we go. Stephanie King would like a hug from both of us on Saturday. Valentine said, are there tones to light language, like deep vocal sinister tones? I've never heard sinister tones in light language, to be honest with you. And I've heard a fair number of people speak it. So I've never heard sinister tones, but what is your feeling on that?
I agree with you. I think to explore that word sinister might be something that she wants to do, So yes, there are like guttural sounds, very high pitched, low pitched. Yeah. It can really sound like anything.
Yeah. And I know I've channeled some of the alien languages too, like off-planet languages. And those also can have like the, lately it's clicks and pops, but it can have the guttural sounds and the high pitched tones. And there's a lot to it. And human language is certainly not the only type of language that there is, for sure. So
it's limiting.
It is very limiting. Another Facebook user says, hello, I love making up my own language that it makes others think I'm silly, but it's all good. Haha, my daughter gets me and she does it too. And you are based out of the Eau Claire area?
Yep. I'm home based in Altoona, which is right, basically it's the same as Eau Claire.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And
Okay.
then, so I do in person and I do virtual.
Okay, great. Great. I'm about to sneeze. Ah. I'm trying to hold it in. I don't want to sneeze on the air. Let's see. Courtney and Jessica, you guys are awesome. I have to agree with Keith, but everybody in here is awesome. You guys just make my show so much fun. Um, let's see. Courtney says, I let my autistic son say whatever he wants, and I know he's getting it from somewhere. If I wouldn't have let him talk his talk, he would be nonverbal. I'm a believer that you can learn anything.
I have so many spirituals going through me
Yeah.
right now. I have a very good friend whose son is also autistic, and when I first started working with her, he was getting in a lot of trouble in school because he would not write in English. He was writing in light language. He was writing in symbols. And so I was working with her to try and be able to teach what he's doing and how he can work with the school around that. And once she embraced it, it's so empowering to them as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And I feel like, I mean, I don't know. This is not a medical statement, but it's my own feeling that the people who are on the planet with things like autism and Down syndrome and, coming in that way, they have some kind of connection the rest of us fight for.
Mm-hmm.
And they just have it naturally. And we can learn so much from them. I just love that. And I am a strong proponent of that for sure.
I love what Dolores Cannon taught about that, is that they come in at such a much higher frequency than most of us are at.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know how to deal with it. So of course, when you get in the traditional medical system
Or school system.
yeah
Yeah.
I see
Um,
Stephanie's coming. Right.
I don't see Stephanie right now, but I see a whole bunch of other comments. Let's see. Valentine said deep tones where it sounds like a masculine entity with a growl. I have not personally had that. I don't know. Maybe that's, having a deeper voice. Maybe that's what comes out when he does it. I don't know. Maybe they were mad at us. I think I missed something here. Keith said, I love reading when they go deep. It helped me out so much. And Kim, you were great.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Do you do the bath clean? Kim, do you do the bath cleaning of Dolores?
The what?
It says, well, here, I'll just pop it up there for you. You can read it.
Do you do the bath cleaning? I'm not sure what that is.
I know I do a shower cleansing. Like I do a running light through my chakras when I take a shower. Is that similar? I don't know.
Yeah, and I haven't heard of that. I'm curious.
Courtney, you're giving me ideas. She says, thank you all. Maybe one day we will have a show interviewing the interviewers. I can't be the only one who wants to know what Kristina and Todd's favorite ice cream is. Oh, Courtney, I love you. She's so funny. Let's see. Let him draw almost always wherever he can. Jennifer said, I was just going to say that they don't have the blocks in our brains. And I agree with that. It's like they just kind of bypassed. Were you talking about Stephanie King, who said the third wave, as Dolores Cannon discusses, are we having a difficult time in the school structure? Well, the school structure is changing by necessity because it's not working.
Right.
So that's been changing. The show has been very informative. So thankful to have been a part. Native American cultures consider those with autism and cognitive disabilities to be closest to their creator. Yes, they do. Absolutely. High frequency. They are here to teach humans love. He can remember anything, all of his spelling words. Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
School is hard. Val, you're hungry. When he was talking about the growling, somebody said, Val, you're hungry. You guys are funny. I just love it. Do you use, someone wants to know, do you use organic roses in your sacred rose healings?
That's an awesome question. Actually, it is the client or the person that I'm working on that selects the roses, and there's a reason for that, which you learn about that when you do the session. So yes, if your preference is to use organic, then you do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you still have your shop? Jennifer Lynn wants to know if you still have your shop.
No, I gave it up the end of last year when I decided that retail wasn't my jam. I didn't need that much space, so I am home-based now. Lots of beautiful space in my home. So, yeah, the retail was taking me away from my passion, which is services.
Okay. I kind of got to the same place where, well, with COVID, I shut down my office because I had an office I didn't go to for 10 months. Like, why am I paying for this?
Yeah.
So I went online and now look where we are. It's everywhere. Let's see. Have you ever, or would you ever do a talk about those with disabilities and their gifts? That would be awesome. I'm actually thinking about having a show about that. I'm actually thinking about doing a show on that. I know that Logan had some autistic tendencies, very high functioning, but definitely had them. And we have a niece who has Down syndrome. I'd love to have her mom on here, or her parents, and even her, because she's just a delightful kid. So I am actually thinking about doing that. I'm considering that. We're doing an autism one in April. We got approved today. So excited. That's awesome. Count RJ and I in on that one. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good to have them on there. Keith says, thank you for sharing. I have to go to bed now, and sending lots of love to everyone and many blessings. All right. Sweet dreams, Keith. Thanks for being with us. There's just so much to talk about. And I'd like to get back to the QHHT, because I have some questions about that.
Okay.
Let me get to that in just a second. Jessica said, I saw Logan with a dog on the other side. Did he have a big dog? Yes, he did. He had a dog actually named DOG. So yeah. And DOG's on the other side too. So yeah, Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, he is reunited with his dog, Earth Angel. All right. The QHHT, I have some questions, because years ago, like 20 years ago, I took a quantum healing class, but they were not including hypnosis in it at that time. It was just quantum healing. It might not have been the same thing, but it was good. I mean, but I don't remember hypnosis being a part of it. I have since then become certified in hypnosis.
Okay.
So I am a certified hypnotist. So yeah, and Lee is asking QHHT with a question mark. So can you go into more detail about what that means exactly? Because it's quantum healing hypnosis technique, right?
Right.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, so Dolores Cannon founded this, and she was a hypnotist going back to the 60s. And it's a technique that she developed where the way the session, what it looks like is I spend about the first 60 to 90 minutes meeting with a person, and it's trust building, but it's also a way for them to talk about and possibly release some of the things that are significant in their lifetime and that they're dealing with, their primary relationships, certain events in their life. And this is also a way to bring that forward when they're under. So that's, that it's like a getting to know you too, and trust building. And then we take a little bit of a break, and then we go in the session. And so there's an induction where you're put under, but there's a lot of misconception about hypnotism, like I can make somebody do something crazy, and it doesn't work that way.
No, it does not.
Your subconscious you're only going to do what you want to do.
The person getting hypnotized is in control. And I think that's the part that they miss.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in and you talk to a hypnotist, I'm sorry, I'm going to hand back to you in a second, but I want to make this point very clear. So if you go into a hypnotist and let's say you want to be hypnotized to remember past lives, or you want to revisit something that happened early in your life, you're not clear about, whatever, you tell the hypnotist what you want to do and you set up a plan for it before you even go into hypnotism.
Mm-hmm.
Before you even go into it, because you're in control. That's the whole point. All right, now I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Well, yeah, exactly. Your intention is how it works. You come into this session and I do pre-guidance or pre-instruction with you, think of 10 or 15 questions that are just you really want answers for.
Mm-hmm.
I give suggestions for sometimes people, they struggle with coming up with the questions, but oftentimes it's things like, what is my life purpose? Why am I in this relationship? Did I have past lives with this person? Why am I struggling so much with, maybe it's a physical illness. So anyways, you go, I put you under, and this is a theta state, and we are naturally in this state at least 2 times a day, right before we wake up, right before we go to sleep. And so you're not so under that that you're out, that you don't have any memory.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a state where I call it your monkey mind. It's off in the distance, and it's pure subconscious that I'm talking to. So when I'm asking questions, and I also call them in to do physical healing, which is what I think is really powerful about this.
Oh, I agree.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I could tell you stories of the things that I've witnessed, and so where was I going with this? So I just lost my thought. Like that.
Just like that, boom, because she just went right into that theta state.
Thank you.
And all conscious thought was gone.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so you're, I know where I was going. So it's very interesting because your subconscious is talking to me and it's in third person.
Right.
Like let's say I'm talking to you about maybe talking about your authentic truth, and you've silenced yourself, and your subconscious will say, oh yeah, she knows that. She just doesn't want to listen. It's pretty cool.
That happens to me too, Jessica. And I want to say hi to Ward. He just jumped in here. Hi, Ward. And Courtney, I'm sorry. I think I'm in love with Courtney. All right.
Yes, monkey mind is real.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says, "Oh snap, Christine! I mean, you are beautiful. So hypnotizing is a good title. So I mean, that is just super sweet." But I want to get back to Robin's question, because can hypnosis help you remember things you've forgotten?
So what I tell people is, try not to have expectations, which is hard. We're human, because I don't know, and you don't know where your subconscious will take you for not only intention, but your highest healing, your highest good. And so, yes, it's possible, but it's not something that I say it will absolutely happen.
Right.
Because your subconscious is the one in control.
Right. And my take on that is, sometimes if we've forgotten something, it's like a state of grace. Like maybe we just don't need to know the details about something like that. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes that is it's a gift to not remember sometimes, to not remember some things. Yeah. Hi, Nikki. Yeah, it's really, really interesting. Like, I feel like we have been so conditioned to traditional talk therapy where you bring everything up and you shuffle through it a million times and well, I can't heal it if I don't know what it is. And I don't believe that's true. I don't know about you, but I don't believe that's true.
No, I agree with you. And part of the work that I do with soul realignment is there are things, there are blocks that are called like memory, soul memory, clouded, or sometimes we add things or we lose that soul memory or we highlight it or it's programmed. And it's the soul either never wanting us to forget or not wanting us to remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Where else was it? I don't know. I don't know who didn't go outside, but I hope they do. I mean, if it was me, I'm definitely going outside tomorrow morning. All right. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything because you guys are like coming up with some great stuff here. And we actually only have about 4 minutes left. So, Courtney, well, I'm in love with you. I just wasn't going to tell everyone. You're right. It is like we are family. And whoever said hi, Kristina L. Bloom, Facebook user, hello. Let's see. Some things I would not like to remember, but there are times it does help heal. And sometimes that's the case. Let's see. Oh, here's one. What do you know about Orion's belt? That kind of came out of nowhere, but I think it's for both of us. Oh, hi, Sharon.
You have a fun audience.
I do. These guys are great. I love you, every single one of you. I don't know a lot about Orion's belt. I do know I'm drawn to it. As far as like the star constellation goes, I'm very drawn to it. I know when I was a kid, I would go outside. Lee, I love you. You are so awesome. Keeps up Orion's pants. I got totally derailed, Ward. I'm sorry. We were blaming Lana one on Lee.
This is a good time to have a podcast.
Hi, Greg. Thank you. Thank you so much, Greg. I'm drawn to Orion's belt. I know when I was a younger kid, like the first constellation you learn are what? The Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, right? I was always drawn to those 3 stars in a row that were outside of that. Todd, Courtney wants to know if we can stay past curfew. All right. I don't know a lot about Orion's belt, Ward, but I do know that I'm drawn to it, and I know that it feels important to me. And obviously, it feels important to you too, or you wouldn't have asked that question. When I asked, see, this is why he asked. When I astral travel, they show me images of Orion's belt.
So what's coming into me is interesting because my soul group of origination is Alpha Centauri. So I'm sitting here and I'm hearing like that's in Alpha Centauri is in that belt. I don't know. I don't know
if it is or not, but that sounds good to me.
My pendulum says it is.
Awesome. All right, I'm just answering a question here in the private chat. Okay, Courtney, you got us 5 extra minutes. If Kim wants to stay for 5 extra minutes.
Oh, sure. I'm having lots of fun.
Yeah, I told you it was going to be fun.
Well, remember that card I pulled? Play?
Play. Yes, you pulled a card called Play. Maybe the starseed history there in Orion's belt. Maybe. Thank you, Stephanie. And thank you, Todd, for letting us stay a few extra minutes. Ward, that was a great question. When I astral travel, I tend to go in that direction too. And sometimes I leave this universe and go into another one. But when I stay in this universe, I'm very often drawn to that region and also to the Pleiadian star cluster. I'm drawn there too when I astral travel. I don't know. Where do you go, Kim?
I have not been aware of mine. I sleep, I'm sound.
Okay.
And so in my training with soul realignment, astral travel comes up. If it comes up, it comes up as a block because we all astral travel. That's what our soul does. But it can become a block when it's incomplete, and then it affects your life because it shows up as sleep issues.
Okay.
That are distracting you. Obviously, if you have insomnia or incomplete, like maybe some people have experienced that they know they're dreaming, but they also are in their bodies again. It's like two states at the same time. And it makes it really hard to get out of that dream state.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
There are times when my body wakes up in the morning and I'm nowhere near my body. You know, I really have to work hard on calling myself back to my body. I totally get that. How common is astral travel? My son has been doing it for so many years and just figured out what it was called. It's interesting. It is interesting. And I've been astral traveling probably my whole life. I am not strongly tethered to planet Earth. Let's just put it that way. I think that astral travel is probably more common than people realize because we do tend to do it in our sleep and we call it dreams a lot of times. That's my take on it. What's your take on it, Kim?
So this is how our souls process the day's events.
Okay.
When we go unconscious in sleep, our soul leaves the body and it travels. Most of the time we're not aware of it, but some people are.
Right. Sometimes I'm aware of it, sometimes I'm not. Ward, I astral travel on a spaceship mostly. Thank you. I'm not alone. Thank you. I do that too. I'm not sure whose spaceship I'm using. I'm hoping it's mine. Otherwise, I'm like stealing somebody's car. But it feels I do on a spaceship too. But he also says he can only hear and feel. His vision is always black. I sometimes have vision. Sometimes it's just blurry, or it's black, or it's not really clear, or the visions change a lot, like flash from one thing to another a lot. And I think it's different for all of us. And I know that, okay, so I'm the one with my name on the show and I'm the one who talks every week and people tend to think I know what I'm talking about. And sometimes I do. When it comes to this, I don't really know because I think it's such an individual thing. You know, it's such an individual experience that I don't want anyone to think that if they don't experience it the way I do, that somehow it's wrong, because that's not the case. That is definitely not the case. So thank you for sharing that, Ward. I appreciate that. Let's see. We astral travel to learn. Yep, I think that's true too. Okay, that's so cool. All right, they've got their own conversations going on here. All right. Let's see. Oh, it says, but for him, and this is the same, I think it's Wendy, but for him, he travels to what's going to happen, sees what happens, and in color. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Courtney says, I have flown so many times. Me and my husband even talk about it and get the kids talking about it. I had flying dreams until I had my first child, and then no more flying dreams after that.
Interesting.
Yeah, after that, then I had a spaceship, but before that, it was just me. Let's see. The beings around me only showed me their eyes. There were 4: orange, red, green, and purple. That's interesting. I'm going to keep an eye out for that. Oh, Sharon. Okay. Hi, Sharon. Let's see. We are almost done. Oh, she's still talking about Todd's book. And then it happens after he sees it. Okay. So Sharon's son, I think, does that. Things happen after he sees it. This has been such an amazing discussion. I could talk to you guys all night, but I know that Todd and Kim probably don't want to do that. So we're going to have to wrap this up pretty soon. Todd, thank you for the few extra minutes. Everybody in the chat room, I don't know what I'd do without you guys. You guys are keeping me going right now, and I love you all so much. Sylvia says that she used to have dreams of flying when she was younger and just recently realized what it was.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember having dreams where I would like run across the field and jump, and I would just be flying. I could just like take off from the earth and just fly in my dreams. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Um, Kim, thank you so much for being here. Do you have a website or a Facebook page or something you'd like to share with us?
Yes, indigowatershealing.com, and it's under Indigo Waters Healing for Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. I'm just going to put that in there, indigowaters.com.
Indigo Waters Healing.
Oh, sorry. Don't put that up there, Todd. I screwed it up. Healing.com. All right, there we go. So indigowatershealing.com, and you said it's also the same on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. I'd love to keep reading the comments, but Ward, if you want to just send me a private message, you can just send it to me at Kristina L. Bloom through Messenger, and I can finish up that conversation with you guys. And thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for your wonderful comments, and thank you for the light language channeling that you did, and for being here and sharing all of your wonderful gifts, Kim. Thank you so much. And next week I will be back with Nicole Strickland, and we will be talking about the Queen Mary. So that'll be one not to miss. Yeah. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.